Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kailvin, and I'm here joined by Arumba.
Hello and welcome. I'm Arumba.
And we've recently, as I'm sure many people on our channels know, set up game fan shops.
Yep, we have a couple basic pages you can go to get really good deals on games. And what we were thinking we'd do is maybe on a weekly basis go through some of the extra discounts you can get. There's a weekly sales thing that they do. We wanted to point those out to you guys.
Yep, they change up their sales every week, so we figured we'd come through and point out some of the great deals. Of course, currently EU4 is on sale, 25% off. It's, only $30. That's always great. Crusader Kings 2 is also on sale, but it's run out of stock, so.
Yeah, I have a feeling that was your fault, wasn't it?
Shh. Oops.
Yeah. So the weekly deals, I suppose. I'm looking at the page right now.
Yeah.
Gamefanshops/weekly deals. Like the first one I see is Battlefield 3 Premium Service. Like a $5 deal on that.
Yeah. I don't
I've
think
never
either one
played
of
it.
us are fans of Battlefield, so.
I've never played it before, but if you're gonna buy Battlefield, it seems like a good deal. They give you all kinds of unique stuff, unique dog tags and exclusive stuff. Kind of cool.
Yeah. And I mean, we've got Dark Souls up next.
Mm.
For anyone who's never played Dark Souls, it's pretty good. I don't know if you have, Roomba.
No, I haven't. That's a pretty good deal though. It's 33% off.
Yeah. It's a bit masochistic. One of the great things I like about it is basically the game plays by its own rules. There's no arbitrary game walls at all. If you can find like a mountaintop to snipe a boss from, you can do it. That's one of the fun parts about it, is just trying to find little ways, like like climbing up 90-degree angles in Skyrim.
Yeah, that reminds me of like Morrowind. I remember I used to do stuff like that where you'd like train up your archer skill by hiding on top of a door frame and shooting at an orc or something.
Yeah.
That's
The
fun.
game sort of plays by its own rules, and that's one of the things I really like about it.
Cool. I like how you can see the purchaser comments at the bottom of each page too.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Next up, Battlefield 3 Regular Edition. It's also $5 off. You just don't get the premium service features.
I
Digital
have
download.
no idea really what the difference between that is, but
Yeah, I think the thing that we need to mention also is that depending on the type of game you buy, some of them are going to be redeemable via Steam, and they're going to be cross-platform enabled, whether you're on Mac or PC. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
Just enable on Steam. But like Battlefield, this is an EA Origin client, so if you're playing an EA game, you've got to use their client.
Ugh.
Um,
That's
not a
why I
big
can't
deal.
recommend it. Just
Yeah,
no.
I have EA's platform, I think, because of oh shoot, what's that game? Anno 2070, I think, or was that Origin?
That
No, that
was
is.
no, that was Ubisoft.
Okay, yeah, I've got a few different clients, and they all. I prefer Steam personally.
Yeah, Steam has a lot of good stuff with it. But Dark Souls is on Steam, and I highly recommend it. You'll sink a
Is it?
good solid couple dozen hours into that.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Oh, wait, that's right.
I suppose we can just do both the Sims 3 expansion packs at once here.
Yeah, yeah.
For those of you who don't know The Sims 3, where the hell have you been living? Under a rock? It's, I think, probably, I actually think, yeah, it is the game that sold the most copies ever. More than World of Warcraft.
Yeah, Sims is an incredibly popular game, especially amongst children and wives and girlfriends, and it's like
Yep.
it's the game that keeps giving. They keep making expansions, and
Yeah,
I
I
just
actually, I actually played The Sims. I never unpaused it though. I just gave myself infinite amounts of money and just built like ridiculously awesome houses. That was more what I played it for. It was like Architect Simulator for me.
I was kind of the darker side. I liked to build like swimming pools that you couldn't escape from. I saw a cool video on YouTube of like a guy who built a built a maze with bushes, and like the character did nothing but run back and forth from bed to work and pass out in between. It's pretty funny.
Uh,
I like that kind of stuff more.
yeah, you're the evil one.
A little bit, yeah. All right, so Xbox 360 Live Gold membership, 3 12 month. What does this mean?
Well, I'm gonna assume you don't have an Xbox.
I do not like Xbox personally. I like
No,
PlayStation a bit more.
I
Think
don't either.
Xbox
But
Live is. They
uh,
tried to charge me for Netflix. You know, they make you have Xbox Live just to use your Netflix account, and
yeah, it's
I
kind of
hated
silly.
that.
Kind of silly, but
But if you have it, it's a good deal. You get a discount.
yeah, it's actually pretty funny. I have seen deals like this, and like on eBay, I have seen people like accounts to torque like 1,000 of these cards for $14 since they're usually $15, like $13, $14. And I just
Hmm.
have to assume that they come in like here to buy like 1,000 Xbox Live Gold memberships or something when they're on sale.
Yeah. Well, if you can get a 1 month subscription for $12, I mean, you're saving 20% off. It's pretty
It's
significant.
actually 3 years.
Yeah.
It's normally $5 a year, so
$5 a year for the membership?
yeah, I believe so, isn't it?
No, Xbox Live is like $80 a year.
Really? Yeah, three
Yeah.
month. Oh wow,
I mean,
three
it's
12 month. That's worded in a really deceptive way. I actually thought it was 3 years worth.
yeah. I think that it's saying that there's multiple periods of time that you can buy. It's saying like, for
Yeah,
instance, you can buy the 1 month, the 3 month, 12 month is sold out,
yeah.
but you can get. I don't understand what 12 plus one means. Like,
12
what,
plus 1
13?
month. I have no idea.
Apparently, it's 13.
Huh. Yeah, well, all right.
Now, Total War Rome 2, I I'd say it's worth. I mean, if you're gonna buy this game, you should buy it now because it's
On
on
sale.
sale. It's not worth $60. I don't think
Yeah.
it's worth $60.
I've never been a fan of the Total War series, and I'm sure you're aware of that.
Mm.
I've
Well, I
made.
bought it. I bought it full price because I was really excited about this game, and I was severely disappointed.
Yeah. Well, it's not so much the bugs. I mean, anyone who's played Paradox games for a while, you're used to buggy releases by now.
Yeah, but Paradox fixes their problems as part of the ongoing patching experience, where, like the way that Total War and they just kind of said they'd fix it. Oh, every single Friday there will be a patch. They expected that many problems. Different.
Yeah. Yeah, well, hey, if you like looking at pits to hell where world wonders are, I highly recommend Rome too.
Yeah.
Uh, and I guess we got Arma 3 next up.
Yeah. 27% sale.
Yeah, it's
Not bad.
pretty good. It's on Steam. I have to say, the only things that I know about the Arma series include DayZ and the fact that their developers were arrested in Greece for alleged espionage.
Hmm.
They
I've never
went,
played it. I usually shy away from like the Battlefield, Call of Duty, anything with a soldier on the front page. I usually don't play those
well,
games.
Arma's not really a bro shooter. It's more of like a hyper realistic. They try and.
So this was the platform that they did DayZ on.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was. It's like meant to be the super hyper realistic thing. Like
And
not
they
realistic in a COD sense, realistic
and
in a
so
real life sense.
so they took that game and then they turned it into a zombie shooter because
Yep.
it's hyper realistic.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. Well, hey, at least it's on sale. No.
Yeah.
Never did the Splinter Cell thing either. This looks like another Call of Duty cover
It's
page.
I think it's just a more of an industry cover page at this point. Let's face it.
They all do that. It's just
Yeah.
one dude running
Yeah, it's
with
it's
weapons.
it's on a pretty decent sale. I haven't
Yeah.
gotten this. I used to be a fan of the Splinter Cell series. Maybe it's my thing that I like crawling around in darkness on pipes and all that.
Hmm.
And just running around being a ninja. I after the last one though, it was a lot more like an action series. I've only heard good things about Blacklist though. That they've managed to restore the series to stealthiness pretty well.
I do like stealth. Every time
Yeah.
I've tried playing a game like Crisis or something, where you have an option of being stealthy versus
You
brute
have an
force.
option of being stealthy in Crisis.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You can go invisible.
oh.
Yeah,
I never played Crisis, so I thought it
yeah.
was just a regular bro
Ooh,
shooter.
yeah. No, that one was pretty fun because you could go invisible, sneak up on people, stab them, and then turn on your armor and then go man mode, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I like the
The,
mixture.
yeah, the kind of stealth is more like crawling around on the pipes on the roof and then dropping down and snapping someone's neck and then hiding the body and stuff.
That's a little more Deus Ex then.
Yeah, I suppose. It's got a lot
Yeah.
more routes of entry and all that than Deus Ex, that's for certain.
Yeah. All right, so we already covered The Sims Island Paradise, the same type
Yeah.
of thing. Pretty good deal though. I mean, I just feel it's worth pointing out that's 38% off if you want that expansion
Yeah.
pack.
It's the new expansion pack, I believe. It only came out like a month ago, so on sale for, that much now? It's not bad.
Yep.
And we've come
Civ
up
5?
on Civ 5, yeah. I would actually like to highlight. Let's head back here. I'm actually going to go look up the other.
Yeah, we were thinking we'd compare this to some of the
Yeah,
the
well, I'm
Steam
actually going to
sales.
go. Whoops. Wow, I can't even spell civilization.
That's because they spell it wrong with a V or a Z. Civilization should be
Yeah.
with an S, I believe.
No, it's. I spelt it wrong with a Z still. No, I wanted to open up the other stuff that they've got here. Because
Yeah,
Gods
so
and Kings is also on sale.
oh, on the same site?
Yeah, on the same site. It's Gods and Kings is actually on sale.
Civilization Gods and Kings, $15.99.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good. If you look at the Steam Workshop or the Steam store, they're selling Civ 5 for $30 right now.
And Gods and Kings, I think, is another 30.
Yep, Gods and Kings is another 30 on top of that. Brave New World, another 30 on top of that. So if you want the full up-to-date Civ 5, you're looking at about $90 right now on Steam.
Whereas here, assuming you got that, it would be, you know, what do you call it? 60 if you want Brave New World, but
Yeah.
you know, like
But
you could probably wait
actually,
for that to go on sale.
yeah, you could do the gold edition, which looks like it throws in Gods and Kings.
And a
But
bunch of other stuff.
yeah, but
It actually is
that's
much
still
better deal.
$50. So
Yeah.
50 plus another 30 for Brave New World, you're still looking at $80.
Yeah. It's actually
So
on sale on GameFanShop right now, but it's out of stock. That one, not my fault. That was out of stock when I got here, I swear.
okay. Still, I think it's a good idea to pick up the base game. For $13, you're going to get at least probably 10 hours of gameplay out of your very first try through the game, and it's worth the money.
Yeah.
Rayman Legends, have you ever played that?
No. I oddly enough, I had a PS1 as a kid, but I never got a Rayman game. I was
Neither
too
did
busy
I.
playing like Crash. I believe this
Yeah.
was actually made by the same developers. It's actually made by Naughty Dog, who's making Watch Dogs. But this
I
one's
recognize the art.
Yeah.
The non-connected body guy. I recognize that guy.
yeah, he's a fairly decent icon.
Never played it. So 50% off though.
Yeah, 50% off. Oh god. Well,
Sleeping Dogs is the one you, I think, were telling me about earlier.
yeah, Sleeping Dogs. I'd actually like to do this one alongside Grand Theft Auto 4. Because
Okay.
they're very similar games. And Sleeping Dogs is an astounding 60% off, which is great. That's huge. And like I said, I played Grand Theft Auto 4. I'm probably going to play Grand Theft Auto 5 if they ever release it on PC. But Grand Theft Auto 4, I think a lot of people had this same thing where there was a lot of, I suppose what you could say is ludonarrative dissonance, and the gameplay was just so badly disjointed from the story. Like, it's great when I go, propelled through the air off a bridge, landing at a mission point, and then Nico gives us some heartfelt sob story about war. It just doesn't feel right. And that honestly broke a lot of my immersion. And plus the whole mechanics about having to lose the cops and everything before you can do anything in missions. It kind of, it didn't really incentivize, playing around with the open world as much as it should have. That's one of the problems I've always had with Grand Theft Auto. But both Sleeping Dogs and Saints Row do a lot better.
Well, I just checked Steam, and right now Steam's selling this for $25. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
full price, 60% off on Game Fan Shop.
yeah.
Pretty good.
And the other great thing I like about Sleeping Dogs is it actually takes place in Hong Kong. For once, not
Yeah,
a Western city.
Yeah, you play the role of Wei Shen.
He's an undercover cop.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's actually different. It's nice to see places that aren't New York or Los Angeles in a game.
Sure.
Same skylines get old. Then let's see, we got FIFA 14.
I've never been a fan of sports games personally. That's just my opinion. I mean, the way I figure, if you're gonna play a sport, you should just go outside and play it.
I'm a
But
fan of the Mario sports games. Those are awesome.
some people get way into EA sports, like the FIFAs and the football game, whatever it is, Madden '95, whatever that. I don't even know. I'm not
Yeah.
into it at all. But if this is something you like, then
Go right
It's
ahead.
on sale. Yeah.
It's not really
5%
too
off.
much on sale, though.
There's
Oh,
a
well.
FIFA deal on Steam. I'll look it up if you want to cover the next one.
Let's see, we got F1 2013, which is actually, this is probably going to appeal a lot more to the European fans, where F1 is actually a thing. I mean, in America, have you ever seen an F1 race on TV?
No, but my wife is really loves the F1 racing. She loves all that stuff. It's because she's from South America, so
Yeah.
they care about it more there too.
Yeah. F1's much more of a European thing. It's not really broadcast even up here in Canada or anything. Which is sad, because it's actually my favorite kind of racing.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of NASCAR and that whole thing because it's again to me. I grew up playing games like Rock and Roll Racing on Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
where you'd have missile launchers and lasers, and you could blow each other up. And then they do real life racing where every car is the same. You can't do much to modify it, and it's just about like I don't know. It's about minor thing. I want people to blow each other up. You know,
Demolition
More
Derby.
Yeah, Rock and Roll Racing, by the way, awesome game that was made by a company called Silicon and Synapse, which would later become
Silicon Knights?
Blizzard Entertainment.
Really?
Yeah.
I was actually going to say Silicon Knights, because I'm just like, yeah, that seems reasonable.
All right, so then you saw we kind of covered Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah.
It's not 5, but 4 is available on PC for $2 off.
If that's your
7%.
thing. If you really need something to tide you over until Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out.
Yep. Metro.
Last Light, which is pretty much 50% off. For anyone who's never played the Metro series, I actually give it for good recommendations. By the way, this is the NA version only, I believe. The EU version might be on sale, but I just noticed that it says NA version at the top.
Okay.
Seems region locked to North America. But for those of you who've never played Metro, or even the Stalker series, both series I actually recommend highly. They're not really bro shooters, they're much more, I want to say, like resource management. You know, you're kind of on a bit of a supply of limited ammunition. And in the case of Metro, you've got like limited air, because the surface is radioactive and you got to use like filter masks and stuff. And it's a lot more about resource management, and there's a much more focus on the single player and the story, which I really like.
So wait, you're saying that there's not just random packs of ammo laying around?
Well, there is, but it's rather limited.
Okay.
It's not like every enemy drops more ammunition for you. A lot of the time you're going to find yourself strapped for ammo if you're not careful.
It's always been funny to me how you'll be playing a first-person shooter, and in every major room you come across, there's just a handy med pack and a couple packs of ammunition in one of the cupboards.
Oh god, if on the higher difficulties of Metro, I'd just be like, oh yes, medpack, sweet medpack, I love you, I love you. Because you actually pick up and carry medpacks with you, like you don't just use them by touching them. So you know it's like, oh yes, a medpack. Oh, you're gonna be so useful in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then finally, looks like we've got Dishonored, and this game, is this like the Thief type one? It's like
Yeah.
the dystopic future,
Yeah.
crazy punk metal, whatever it's called.
Steampunk or
Steampunk, yeah.
yeah, it's pretty steampunk. I actually played through the game. It was this is the Game of the Year edition, so it actually includes all the DLC. And I actually enjoyed this. Like, I was a fan of the older Thief games. If you played them,
I did not. Never really played much of that.
one of the
This one though, actually, I would say I'm looking at it on Steam. It's $39.
yeah
It's only $2 off.
yeah it's not much, that's for sure.
Hey, you know, $2, you can get a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the game could be fun.
Yeah. I actually, like I said, enjoyed it. It was fairly fun. It's not quite a callback to the old stealthy genre from the late 90s, early 2000s that I really would have wanted. But a lot of that I'm really chalking up to the fact increased system resource requirements to render stuff at high quality. I remember back in the old Thief games, like each level would be 2 to 3 hours, and there'd be no loading screens at level. It'd just be one giant level. Ginormous, and it was great. And you could go pretty much anywhere.
So this is made by Bethesda.
Yeah.
Aren't they the ones that did
The Elder Scrolls and the Fallout
Skyrim,
series.
Yeah.
So Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. All them.
Yeah. I remember playing, I was like probably 12 years old playing Daggerfall. And that was, I think, the second in the series Elder Scrolls. First one was like Battle Knights or
Arena.
Arena, yeah.
Yeah.
I was too young for that one, but
I was too young for Daggerfall. I came in Morrowind.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you came in at a good time.
Yeah, I
Daggerfall
did.
It was a good
Morrowind.
game. It was a good game, mind you, and there's lots of really cool stuff you could do. But man, the graphics are terrible. Morrowind was like the one of the best, I think.
Yeah, Morrowind than
Hopefully,
Oblivion.
I skipped Oblivion. That one wasn't any fun. Strange leveling system. Didn't like it.
I enjoyed it, but that's just me, maybe.
Yeah. So hopefully Morrowind goes on sale next week.
Yep.
So yeah. So where we were gonna, I kind of end this off is that these sales will change weekly. I think you said Monday at midnight.
On sale until October 20th. So October 21st at midnight is when there will be new sales.
Okay.
Which I believe is a Monday.
Yeah. It's like Monday the 21st. Yep.
Yeah, Monday the 21st. So every Monday they get new sales. So that's pretty good. So we'll see you guys all next week.
Yep. If you want to support either Kailvin's channel or mine, please go to these sites. Gamefansshop.com/partner-Arumba for me.
And partner-Arumba, or no, partner-Kailvin.
Arumba for me too.
Yeah,
Support Kailvin, go to Arumba's site. Okay. By buying through there, you're actually supporting the channel in a way that is good for everyone involved. You're getting a discount on the game, and you're helping out the channel without having to do anything extra. So,
yep.
We'll see you next week then.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for watching.